Hi everyone, welcome to Honey Drops Tarot. This is a bonus reading for the sign of Cancer, Sun, Moon, Rising, or Venus. Cancer, thank you so much for being here. Thank you for all of your likes, shares, and subscribes. I truly appreciate it. Just a quick note, please do not fall for any scammers. I will never reach out to solicit for a private reading. I do offer private readings, and if you are interested in signing up for one of those or in making a donation, the link to my Buy Me a Coffee services and donations website, the link to my official Instagram and TikTok are all listed in the About section of my YouTube page, and I thank you so much in advance. Cancer, I hope that you're doing well. This is a special bonus reading all about what your guides are telling you through your dreams. So dream messages from your spirit guides, right? So I'm going to be using 3 decks for your reading today. First, the Oracle of the Universe. The second will be the Human Spirit Oracle, because there's just such lush, beautiful decks. And Tarot of the Divine, which I've had for a very long time, but I don't know that I've used it on my channel very much. Maybe once or twice, maybe. My friend wanted to look at it, check it out. She thought it was beautiful, and so I thought, you know what, maybe it's time to bring this deck back out. So cards have been pre-shuffled. This is for Cancer, Sun, Moon, Rising, or Venus. I'm going to take an overall energy from Oracle of the Universe, what your guides are trying to communicate to you through your dreams. Got 2 cards here. Number 10, which corresponds to the Wheel of Fortune card in the Major Arcana, and number 17, which corresponds to the Star card in the Major Arcana. Jupiter and Aquarius energies, talking about divine timing, healing, wish fulfillment, and as this is the Oracle of the Universe deck, I'm looking at a lot of constellations and heavenly bodies. Capricorn and Orion, gratitude and the hunt. Gratitude and the hunt. It's almost like I want to do this. Isn't that interesting? That's interesting, Cancer. Well, obviously, this energy kind of elicits a sense of something being a target or on target. In one sense, it can seem kind of brutal, but if we're not looking at the hunt in terms of sport, although it could be that for you, it could be, you could be on the hunt for something, and it could be like sport. Not necessarily getting that. It's more about being on target. It's more about having something in your sights and being, especially with this big circle here, this big circle energy, it's being precise about what it is that you're going after. And especially because the word here is gratitude. It's like kind of stepping into your own power and showing you what you are capable of, whereas you might not have considered certain approaches or avenues before. So maybe you could be having dreams like this where you are somewhat, I want to say the divine masculine, the aggressor, in your dreams, where you've been kind of emphatic. I've certainly had a couple of dreams like that lately. Emphatic is the word Spirit gave me. Like you are insistent that you get your point across, that you're trying to knock some sense into somebody, that I don't know if you're yelling a lot in your dreams or trying to make somebody understand, or perhaps just trying to get a situation underway or something out of your way. like out of my way. I need to get to that door, or I need to get to that person. You can see here also the dogs in the corner. You may have dogs like this. I don't know what kind of dogs these are. Boxers? I don't know dogs. I'm a cat person. But you can see here, there's something about the tongue sticking out, the expression. They don't look super engaged. They don't look like, these could be like friends on the sidelines of your dreams, just like, Cancer, you got it. You go. We'll follow. And that could be a point of frustration actually for you in your dreams, where, you know, those dreams where you have, you're trying to get your point across and no one in the dream seems to understand that to you it's like a matter of life and death, and to them it's just like, oh, we'll catch up later. So there could be some element of that. There's reference to the star energy though, wish fulfillment and healing. There's something that's been really important to you. You've wanted something to come in for a really long time. And I think that it's within your sights now. And I think Spirit is trying to highlight that aspect for you. Like, okay, we're gonna shine the spotlight, because even if we're, let's say we're spiritually awakened, the veil has come off, we can see the world through different eyes now, etc., etc. There's so much in the world, and how do we even begin to kind of filter out everything? Because there is a lot of noise, and even if we are paying attention, there's still a lot of noise. And so Spirit is kind of trying to help you. They're putting a spotlight on it so that you can kind of make your energy more efficient. What is the best use of your time, Cancer? That's what Spirit just said. What is the best use of your time? How are you growing? What direction are you growing? Are you growing upwards? Are you growing vertically or horizontally? Neither one is bad or good, but it's almost like, let's just use kind of a pedestrian example, although it's not necessarily pedestrian, but it's like a job situation. Like, let's say you're wanting to make a move, but you don't know what will kind of open doors faster for you. You could switch companies, which would be a great opportunity to meet new people, get new job experience, but you're going at the same salary and the same title. So that would be a horizontal lateral move. It's not bad. It's just kind of, you're not necessarily up-leveling your status in terms of what you can put on your resume, but what the benefits could potentially be, literal benefits, now that I'm saying that word, or just the ability to be exposed to a new set of people who could potentially streamline your career, right? Or take a job over here where you get a bigger title and maybe some more money, but it's like nothing that you are really excited about, right? So are we moving vertically or horizontally? Spirit is simply asking you to ask yourself that question. Is it on target with what you are feeling is the right thing to do? And is Spirit trying to show you kind of a clear winner? So we shall see. This could be in relationships as well. It could be moving towns. I'm going to take 3 cards, or rather shuffle for 3 cards. There's no past, present, and future. It's just the messages that Spirit wants to give you. Dream messages from your spirit guides for Cancer. 2 out. Okay. So 4 came out. Let's take some Tarot for clarifiers. That fourth one I will show you because that's the bonus one. One more. Okay, so I'm going to show you the bonus ones first. And it's really amazing because it's Baby I'm a Star, number 9 in this deck, which corresponds to the Hermit energy, which is so interesting because Hermit energy is usually like squirreling ourselves away, not really wanting to be seen, and yet the message of this particular deck says, Baby, I'm a star. And as we are using the Oracle of the Universe, it's so much in keeping with the, it's like on theme, right? It's on theme. This number 17 corresponds to the star energy, right? So in the major arcana of the tarot. So they're like, all you have to really understand here is that there are overlaps in synchronicity right here, right now in your reading. And it feels, for me as a reader, it just feels really juicy. It feels like, oh, we're about to get into it for Cancer. It's like really juicy. And it may have something to do with public recognition for you, right? So let's use the job thing as an example. You know, maybe you are up for a promotion somehow, some way, somewhere, and you're going to get heralded for that, right? That's just an example. Or you start dating somebody new and then you make it official, and then you kind of introduce that person to your family and friends, and then you become kind of the center of attention. Right, there's like such a feeling of confidence here. And what's interesting though is one of the eyes is kind of covered up, and immediately Spirit said we always got to keep something to ourselves. So that's very wise, sage advice that my mother gave me once, which I've told her many times, that I carry that lesson, and Spirit just showed it to me, which is that we can be, as Cancers, I mean, it even says on your cover card, I feel, right? We can be so loving and giving, and I'm a Cancer too, that's why I said we. So loving, so giving, so there for people, and there might have been a tendency at some point or another to overgive, to the point where you have nothing left in your reserves, you have nothing left in your cup. And so for some reason, that one eye covered, it's like you're not going to see everything. I'm going, and see here too, throat chakra covered, third eye covered. It's on purpose. I feel as though you're very methodical, particular, discerning about the company you're keeping these days, who you're telling what to, how you're dealing with certain situations, how you're recognizing where people are being emotional vampires. You're recognizing that more and more and more these days. And so Spirit's kind of showing me that they can see how you are, the word triangulation. Now, it's not like you're triangulating people, but you're kind of putting separate parts together to create a whole. And it's all for you. It's all internal. It's this internal processing and internal understanding of how you're relating to people. It's interesting here too. I see 3 phases here, 3 full phases of like moon energy. It's clarified by the 7 of Swords. 7 of Swords is very, can be very sneaky energy. Perceived threat. It's interesting. It looks like a dinosaur though, which is strange. The 7 of Swords talks about kind of making a quick getaway or trying to take the advantage in a situation where there's not really any harm to anyone, but you're not sticking around to find out, what's about to happen. We're just gonna like take the money and run. That's the card in the upright. When the card is in reverse, it kind of suggests to me that there really is no need for you to put on airs or pretenses or play any games. You're completely yourself here. There's no apology. We're not apologizing for ourselves. We just are who we are. Take it or leave it. And if somebody says, well, I don't get to see all of you, well, that's too bad. You can see all the parts you want to see. This is what you get. Take it or leave it. But either way, I'm a star. Either way, I'm going to thrive. And because I've spent a lot of time working on myself with that number 9 in the Hermit energy. It's like making me think again. It's like you've done inner spiritual work, and you're probably continuing to do that. But Spirit is saying that there's kind of momentum here. There's a lot of, on target, eye on the prize, look to the stars, by being completely in your authenticity. But being in your authenticity doesn't mean that you have to give away the farm. I just hear my sister and I have been talking a lot about Friends, like the show Friends. And, when you share kind of I don't want to say secret language with your sibling, it's sometimes other people can't access it, but my sister and I like to talk about, we like to talk sometimes through quotes, and we quote Friends a lot. And I hear Phoebe from Friends, but don't give away the farm. It's very, very funny. So you might like Friends. You might like that character Phoebe. Your name might be Phoebe. Take it as it resonates. So we're just going to look at the message as a whole. We're starting with number 12, which corresponds to the Hanged Man energy, Virgo, needing a change of perspective, and the words are broken, open. Isn't that just a beautiful card that, it may feel tragic at the onset, but it's not tragic in any way. It's acknowledging a kind of delicate nature that, it's interesting because something just broke this morning, and it came with a loud crash in my apartment. And what happens when we break things, right? Sometimes there can be some lament, some self-blame, like, oh, I was moving too fast. I shouldn't have broken that. I can't believe there's like a lot of self-blame. So I feel like that conversation is kind of cropping up a little bit in your consciousness, like you blaming yourself for something. But on the other hand, if we change our perspective, as the Hanged Man would ask us to do, we change our perspective on that thing that's been broken open, if it's your soul space, your heart, your knowledge, then we can kind of understand that there is a learning and a comprehension of the lesson that we can glean, that we can take away from it. It's clarified here by the 9 of Coins. That's, the 9 of Pentacles. It's a self-sufficient energy. Pre-Empress. Having amassed fortune in whatever form that takes, whether it is through pentacles, through finances, through opportunities, through community, friends, taking chances, succeeding, right? The 9 of Pentacles is a very successful energy, and look at it, it's giving too. It's really generous, but also with this understanding that, hey, we worked hard for this. We've been through something, right? Spirit's recognizing it. They're kind of pulsing my crown chakra right now. Okay, so there's this kind of funny running joke with everybody who knows me. Like, I hate watermelon. And I see it in this card right here. I hate it. I hate hate the taste of watermelon. I think it's disgusting. But I am absolutely, literally the only person on earth that thinks this. Right? See, there's like too many seeds and too much to deal with, but it kind of shows me that there's something about some situation in your life where it may have involved something that was not pleasant to you, but that in the end benefited not only you, but so many others, because it caused you to become closer to others. So if I'm trying to make friends with this little bird, and the only thing that I have to feed it is watermelon, it doesn't matter whether or not I like it or don't like it, I recognize that to extend myself at all is the greatest gift, and that if I can offer something that the bird will like, I don't have to eat it. I just have to be in the right time, in the right place, in the right space to be generous. So there's something about that. It's like Spirit is acknowledging that either there was like a sacrifice made. It might not have even been a direct sacrifice that you personally made, but that there was kind of a situation that might have involved hardship. But what resulted from that hardship was beautiful, a new friendship, a new connection. I'm thinking of something very, very personal, which I will not speak about, but very personal that has happened to me over the last 2 years, that caused me to become closer and closer with a good friend of mine. And I always tell her the very best thing that came out of a tragic situation was the fact that we became friends. And so Spirit knew that we were going to go through this trial and tribulation together and come out the other side with so much love and so much gratitude, right? Gratitude. So there could be like a situation like that for you, that in hindsight, you can say, yeah, I was broken open, but I can see how it moved me, how it changed me, allowed me to evolve as a human being. That's really beautiful. So the next card, number 1, which corresponds to the Magician of the major arcana, Virgo and Gemini energy. Any way the wind blows. So talking about directionality, once again, we see a representation of an arrow. And these happen to be pointing in the same exact direction. It's significant. Thank you, Spirit. Okay. I was just about to say, it's significant. So you could have a tattoo of an arrow, or the archer, or something like that. I know that for a time there are a lot of very popular tattoos that had arrows, kind of like as the extension. That people used to get them here, and it was just like this extension of the arm. It's like representation of your reach. So arrows, meaning on target, directionality. In this card, it talks about directionality. Once again, Spirit kind of reminding you about your target, being on target, but also this sense that maybe you don't have to stress out about it as much as you may have been thinking that you had to. So like, right, when we in the whole game of manifestation, and that's the only way that I can really describe it, because I talk about manifestation a lot, but it's difficult, right? We have to there's so many things that we have to do in order to be in the mind space to manifest things into our life. Like your vibration has to be right, and you have to be positive and imagine the thing before you see it, and then not change your cosmic order with Spirit, and then just let it go, and then not worry about it. And that's all wrapped up in the Magician energy. So there are kind of a lot of rules to manifestation, I guess you could say, spiritually speaking. So in this sense, Spirit is kind of reminding you that the more and more and more and more that you try to control the outcome, the more you will stifle your path to the target. Does that make sense? It's like let's not hold on too tightly on how we're going to get there. We aim in the right direction. We have our target in sight. But once we release that arrow, there's so many factors that can control what that arrow does. Something could step in the way. The wind could blow it slightly off kilter. All we can do is put the manifestation out there and take steps towards it. We always, always want to take steps towards our manifestation. Like, sometimes things fall into your lap. It's true. I've experienced it. Great things. They just seem to come out of nowhere. If you really think about it, did you not somehow ask for it back in time somewhere? Did you not somehow have the thought of it or ask Spirit in a prayer? Sometimes yes, sometimes no. And the reason why I'm saying all this is because this card is clarified with the Knight of Wands. 9 of Wands, excuse me. All these skulls on fire. Is that a Bruce Springsteen song? I'm on fire. Whoa, I'm on fire. I don't know the words to that song. Those are the only words I know, and it's the chorus. So what happens when air and fire come together, right? They kind of fuel one another. Fire and oxygen fuel one another. Thank you, Spirit. So Spirit is kind of telling me right now, right? 9 of Wands talks about the wounded warrior living to fight another day. It talks about resiliency, but it talks about also exhaustion. And so Spirit is kind of asking you with these two cards to kind of, it's almost like if you're the archer, your shoulders are way too tense. They're way too tense. You just got to breathe. Breathe into the momentum as opposed to trying to stifle and control it, because if you do that, it's almost like you're gonna be your own obstacle, because there's a lot of worry wrapped up in that card. In this one is a lot of intensity, right? When we just want to be flow. So these two cards can actually serve to work against one another if the expectation is too rigid. Can I get a clarifier for that? Any way the wind blows. And the 9 of Wands, please, for Cancer. 2 cards came out. 3 cards came out, excuse me. King of Cups in reverse, the Devil in reverse, 6 of Swords. Look, the Devil popped out. See what I told you? King of Cups, Devil in reverse, and the 6 of Swords. So these are clarifying cards. King of Cups is Scorpio energy, and it talks about somebody who is in divine masculine energy, really mature, really in touch with their emotions, not necessarily expressing them all the time, but really in touch. And in the reverse, it's kind of like anxious, a fear of judgment. What are they going to think? Like, if I show any kind of emotion, is it gonna somehow display my weakness? Right? Devil card number 15, Capricorn energy. That's 2 Capricorn energies here. Excuse me. Right here, Capricorn. That's 2 Capricorn energies. It's not a coincidence. So you may have Capricorn in your chart, be dealing with a Capricorn. I think snakes are cool. I mean, I don't necessarily want to be near any of them, but I think snakes are pretty awesome. But he's on fire. Once again, why are we dealing with all this fire? So the card is in reverse. Devil energy, everybody has to deal with the devil energy. Major Arcana number 15. It's a part of life that we deal with anxiety, codependency, addiction issues, bad habits, bad patterns of repeat, negative self-talk. That's all devil energy. We all deal with it. So when the card is in reverse, however, it just shows me that it's kind of still there. It's kind of still stuck. And I think it really, really has to do with this sense of control that, I mean, Cancers like to have, right? We like to have control. It's like, okay, well, Spirit, why shouldn't I have control? Spirit is showing me the path. So I'm trying to walk the path. So what's wrong with me wanting to do it the way that I want to do it? Well, nothing. But at the same time, if you imagine there's like 10 spirit guides around you, I'm just picked a number. You imagine 10 spirit guides around you, and they're all super cool, and they're all here for you. Then it's almost like, well, no, I don't need you guys. I'm okay. Just protect me with all these other things. But I got this. It's kind of like they're standing there, kind of shaking their heads like, well, what am I doing here? Right? They want to help you. But they're going to do it in a way that is, Spirit just gave me the word peculiar. They're going to do it in a way that is not so rigid. And ultimately, they're looking for your best and highest outcome. So it's kind of like, definitely, you know, you can have the reins and say, Spirit, I want that job. I'm determined. And I'm going to go after it. And if you can help me get it, I will be so happy. But I'm going to trust in you. I'm going to trust in me and trust in you. We're going to apply to that job. And we're going to do everything we can to have the most positive outcome that we possibly can. Right? Instead of just like being up at night. Oh, they haven't called me. What's going to happen? Like, or what if I flub up the interview? Right? The other two cards, the last card that came out is the Six of Swords. This is moving from choppy water to calm water, right? We don't want to be in this, this cerebral space of chaos. That doesn't serve anybody. And finally, number 5, the Hierophant, suggested here with the fishbowl and the Two of Coins, Two of Pentacles. So we end the reading here with this sense that, you know, when I was talking about the star energy, a little bit of all eyes on you, and, you know, kind of how we're going to manage and navigate that. Two of Pentacles, Two of Coins can talk about multitasking. You're going to be dealing with a lot, Cancer. It's nothing that you can't handle. But you may have this sense that there is a little bit of scrutiny. But think about it this way. Don't care about the scrutiny of like the mere mortals. This is what I want to say. Who is watching? Your spirit guides. Your spirit guides are watching. They're watching and waiting for their cue. And they could be trying to give you clues of that in your dreams right now. We're just waiting for our cue. Cancer, you let us know when to step in. Because we see you're juggling things and you're handling it. You look, you got the bear. What is that, a bear? Why is there a bear? So there's a bear top and a baby bottom, and a bear bottom and a baby top. I don't know what that means. That's probably something having to do with like cultural history of some myth or something. I have no idea. We see you juggling the baby bear and the baby child and the coins and the everything. Like you're on the move so much you don't even have like 2 feet fully on the ground. You're moving and shaking. But it's almost like there's a lot of like competition against yourself. And Spirit is saying we have you. We're looking, we're watching, we're waiting. We're waiting for the cue to help you. So I'm just going to pull one last card of advice from Spirit. Ace of Wands in reverse. It's time for you to accept the help. Ace of Wands. Aces always bring new from Spirit. It's all about potentiality. And look again, here we have this fire energy that seems to be a theme in your reading. They want to give you this new ace. They're literally trying to hand it to you. It's all about being in the space to receive. So that's your reading, Cancer. I hope that it resonated. If it did, please like, share, subscribe, comment down below. Please hit the bell notification to be updated as to when I post new readings. Thank you, Cancer.